Hello and welcome back to the Bald Book Geek. I'm your host. My name is Will. This is an interesting one. I read The Last Hours. Well, Last Hours Volume 1 by Cassandra Clare, The Chain of Gold. Now, the basic story is, welcome to Edwardian London, a time of electric lights and long shadows. And so on, so on, so on. Basically, James longs for a great love. He thinks he's found it in a beautiful girl. And you know what? With Cassandra Clare, there is no point telling you the story because we know the story. Wild adventure, incredible powers, magic, demons, life. Yeah, what it is. That's the story. It's the same thing Cassandra Clare writes over and over and over again in every book, although her writing has definitely got better with time. So, where do we start? Cassandra Clare books to me are like crack. I've read every single one from cover to cover. She is a deeply flawed writer who writes carbon cutout copy of the same material over and over again. She is predictable. She is like the Fast and the Furious of the book world. But we know the plot before it even happens. We know the key players, we know the characters, Draco Malfoy in leather pants, and some finding yourself and falling in love subtext, which is not so much subtext as more text. So on a construction level, I would rate this book very low. Cassandra Clare has a problem with narrative, she has a problem with character building, although her world building is definitely her strongest element. But because it's urban fantasy, her world building is easier to do than most. She does get a few little details about Edwardian London wrong, though. Stuff that's easily Googleable. Is that a word, by the way? Googleable. But where do we start with it? Yeah, it's a deeply flawed book. But is it a fun book? Yes. The story is fun, the characters are fun, it's wild, it's brain switchy off. And I would compare this mostly to Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. Absolutely no depth, absolutely horribly put together, and the basic concepts of writing, construction, and needs an editor badly, yet it's fun. It's fun, it's an action movie, it's fast, it's Hollywood, it's bright, it's colourful, and lots of long forlorn looks and text that isn't subtext, more text. Cassandra Clare is a guilty pleasure on that level. She's a very good writer, but she is a guilty pleasure. She's not a particularly good writer, but she's a guilty pleasure. She's that writer, and I went into this knowing exactly what I was going to get, how I was going to get it, and I knew exactly how it would start, middle, and end. Simple. Family tension is also a common theme of her work. So, on writing, use of English, and the basic comprehension, I would rate this book probably 1. 1 or 2 stars. Out of actual just technical ability, I would rate this probably 2. And actually, as just a general piece of fiction, I'd probably rate it as 3. But for guilty pleasure points and fun and enjoyability, and a book that's really good with the depression, I would rate this easily 4 because of that. It's not a perfect book. It's a flawed book. It's deeply flawed, but at the most basic level, it's fun. You can switch your brain off and enjoy it. And I will keep reading her work because I can't put it down and I love it for many reasons that aren't the writing. You don't need to be William Shakespeare to write a great book, and sometimes you don't need a big, deep, complex world. Sometimes you just want a bit of fun. So tell me what you think in the comments, and as always, I will bid you adieu.